Welcome y'all to Underdeveloped. Judas and the Black Messiah. It is directed by Shaka King, produced by Charles D. King, Ryan Coogler, and Shaka King. The screenplay was by Will Pearson and Shaka King. The story was created by Will Pearson, Shaka King, and the Lucas brothers, the two twins. They're usually famous for comedy sketches. There was even 22 Jump Street. You know what I'm saying? So they mainly known for comedy. So it's a funny story. Like they always knew about the story of Fred Hampton, and they created and they always had this story in their pocket. So they wrote a treatment. They got it pitched. They had them linking up with Will Pearson and Shaka King, and then they wrote the screenplay, and they got it to producers like Ryan Coogler and shit like that, and then the movie came to be. So it was a process. This movie got I noticed this movie got it's pretty critically acclaimed, and I feel a lot of this critical acclaim comes from the fact that it is a black revolutionary about the cause kind of movie, which makes it impenetrable. And especially with the state of the world. And this is a particularly unique story. You know what I'm saying? This is about black radicals. This is about black radicals. So just with all that shit, you know what I'm saying? With some good acting, some good performances, some decent cinematography. You know what I mean? It's good. This is like bait for Oscars or just high reviews, because it's impenetrable. Nobody's gonna speak out against this. Everybody's gonna use it as an opportunity to express their appreciation and how down they are for the cause. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Especially saying the state of the world right now. But with me, I'm seeing through all that bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm like, this movie was good, but it wasn't great. You know what I mean? It doesn't deserve all the claim that it's been getting. And 97, that's fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? This movie's very in focus. I don't know who's the main character. You know what I'm saying? There's so much going on. So many moving parts to this movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And first off, this movie kind of reminds me of Donnie Brasco in ways, because it's about a dude, about somebody who's going, that's infiltrating a gang, you know what I'm saying? And they become close, you know what I mean? And they, and shit becomes complicated, which is pretty much was this movie. But the difference is that this movie, Donnie Brasco did it more effectively. I really felt for these characters. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I didn't feel for O'Neill's character, but I'm I don't even know how he got in. How did he infiltrate? How did he gain the trust of these guys? We know what he did. When their place got burnt out, he helped in rebuilding it. But we didn't even see that really transpire on screen. You know what I'm saying?
We don't really see that much of them even talking to each other or interacting, really. We see a little bit of it, but not a lot.
It's a thing about these kind of narratives that kind of it shows you it begins in the future in the interview, and it's kind of scattering throughout time. You know what I'm saying? With all these skips and stuff, which makes a really choppy storytelling. I don't like stories like that. I like sequential order. You know what I'm saying, to my movies. You know what I mean? So we could grow with the characters. Really get in with doing that, you kind of cheating me of allowing me to grow with my characters. It kind of was more busy and concerned with telling the story that needs to be told, rather than me attaching myself to a character and really becoming one with the character and going through this experience. I feel like an outsider watching in. I would hope this movie was make me feel a bond between two people, but this bond is based off of a lie.
Yeah.
I want to feel that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I'm so excited in watching this movie.
It just didn't feel real. One film there I was thinking of a little bit when I was watching this was you probably saw this at one point, Prince of Egypt. No, you definitely saw this.
I saw Prince of Egypt.
Oh yeah, okay. But what I like about that movie is that you really do feel that Moses and Ramses have this connection. They have a real actual brotherly bond for a good chunk of the early part.
They're actually brothers.
Yeah. Well,
adopted, but still.
Still, yeah. You really felt that they were brothers. So when the plot goes along and all of a sudden they're on opposite sides, you really feel the tension there. You really feel the drama. These two were so close, and now this has to and now there's this giant divide between them. You really.
I feel what should have helped this movie was either O'Neill's the main character or Hampton.
Yeah,
they didn't choose.
It should. Yeah, exactly. It would have been better if it just stuck to one side.
This needed, exactly. It would have benefited if it took place from one man's perspective, and that should have been O'Neill. Should have been all from O'Neill's perspective. They kind of alluded to that in the beginning when he was like doing like when he was like posing as an officer to steal his cars. You know what I'm saying? But after that, it kind of just like the interviews happened, and then it kind of the narratives got chopped up.
Yeah, I think that's where they screwed up because I feel like a lot of the early movie was strictly from his perspective, so that when all of a sudden you're going back and forth, it just feels wrong.
Exactly.
Because we start off from this point of having this one perspective, and now all of a sudden we're juggling. It just feels
we as the audience we should have been O'Neill's character as he tries to infiltrate the Black Panther Party, gain the trust of Hampton. So you know what I mean. So when we see him do the treacherous shit he does, we're heartbroken.
Yeah,
it was supposed to leave me heartbroken. You know what I'm saying? Really emotional. You know what I'm saying? And I say it didn't do that to a degree, but it would have been better if they did from an audience. We should be O'Neill going through all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
But I think they want to do that because of who O'Neill is. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want to they didn't want to have it make us have sympathy for a character like that. That's how it moves. That's how the story moves for me. I thought Danny Clue did a good job. You know what I mean? As I love the way he spoke as Hampton.
Yeah.
I thought he did a good job, especially seeing that he's not even an American. You know, I never changed his voice like that.
True, I wasn't even thinking about that.
There's our British actors that do shit like that, so it's not too crazy, but it's still very impressive.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, not every British actor can do that. So when we see one that does, it's like good on you.
But there's a few that do.
Oh no, there are like quite a few. There's actually quite a few that do, but not everyone can. There are also examples of British actors who just simply cannot pull off an American accents. I thought both the leads are actually very good in this.
Yeah, Lakeith always brings it. Always like him in movies. And the one thing I do like about Lakeith Stanfield's performance as O'Neill, as William O'Neill, was his growing, what's the word? Paranoia. You know what I'm saying?
Like you can really tell, you really could tell, like his mental state was just apeshit by the end of that movie.
Exactly.
Like he was shaking he was shaking more and more as the movie progressed, and by the end, it's like he smoked so much. It's like he just ordered a whole bunch of coke or something.
Yeah, so a bunch of coke, smoke. You know what I mean? Like
he was like really out of it.
He did LSD.
He was just in a horrible ass mental state.
And I thought that was good writing, and I thought that was good acting.
Yeah,
so I give the movie that for sure.
Keith really brought that aspect of the character alive.
Yeah.
Okay. To be honest, because I knew exactly what was going to happen, it made the movie just feel so much slower to me. Because I'm like, I understand the plot. You give away your entire plot with your title. Just get to it already. It just takes forever to come.
I understand that.
Because it's like, I mean, it's kind of a problem I have with biopics in general, where I'm like, if I know what already happens, it doesn't really have the feeling me. But when you're literally putting such a huge thing in your title, like that, Judas and the Black Messiah, what am I going to think? I'm going to be thinking Judas and the Bible and stuff like, okay, it's just that story, but more modern, but in a more contemporary setting. But yeah, with that title, this makes me think of Judas and the Bible. So I'm like, all right, I've seen this story 1,000,000 times before.
Okay. Well, for me, what makes a movie feel like long or slow is what happens in it. Like movies, I'm supposed to feel like I went on a journey. I didn't feel like I went on a journey. You know what I'm saying? It kind of felt like I was still waiting to go on this journey, but then shit just kind of, I guess, fell flat.
You're just kind of waiting for the big thing to happen.
You know what I mean? When I read that, it's just I didn't feel like I was really on this emotional roller coaster of a journey. I didn't feel like I went through these ups and downs. I'm supposed to go through ups and downs. Movies are roller coaster. It's supposed to bring me ups and downs. I'm supposed to have a full narrative arc. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes me feel full to me. So it doesn't matter how long it is. You know, if you don't have that, the movie's gonna feel quick because I feel like I didn't even feel what I need to feel yet. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah. So that's pretty much what I feel about this movie. You know, what I mean, it has a lot of good moments, has good acting, decent cinematography. You know what I'm saying? Excellent lead performances. Some of the parts of the movie that I love what it touched on. Yeah. You know what I mean? The whole shit with J. Edgar Hoover, niggas still was a monster. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
This was an assassination. And it's cleared out.
If I was.
Yeah, because about a black man that actually accumulated some real power. You know what I'm saying? Really was trying to make a difference in his community. You know what I'm saying? Really trying to go for black power. You know what I mean? With his breakfast program. He wanted to, you know what I mean? He wanted affordable health care.
Mm-hmm.
He's moving like the president, you know what I'm saying? And Hoover and all them niggas wasn't having that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They want to maintain status quo, so they, you know what I mean? Like, white devil, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It is what it is.
if there is a positive thing that I could say about J. Edgar Hoover, is that it's refreshing for him to go on race for once and not about communism, because like 90% of the things associated with J. Edgar Hoover is just him attacking like quote unquote communists or suspected communists.
Mm. But saying that, this is how I feel about this movie. Nick, any final thoughts? Or?
I'm pretty much in agreement with you. I don't think I have any real disagreement.
Okay, well, saying that, I give this movie a 3.2 out of 4. 3.1.
I'm thinking
I think that's pretty generous.
Yeah, I think like 3. I'm thinking like I was thinking either 3 or 3.1. I was just thinking around there because like it's not bad, but it's not but it's not like anything really noteworthy.
I pretty much gave the same grade. So this is our score for this movie, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah. Yep. 1 out of 4. Good old GPA.
Again, GPA 3.1. Guys, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more updates on what we got going on. You know, be on top of everything. If you like this, you know what I mean? Like, if you like this review, you already know.
Yeah.
We love doing this for you guys. We love doing this for ourselves. We love movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we hope to do a lot more. There's a lot more movies coming out, a lot more releases, a lot more books to cover and read, and so we are ready. So,
yeah.
Saying that, we close out.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good one, y'all. Appreciate you.
Later. Thanks again for watching, and peace out.